Let me make sure the audio's good in here.
God damn it. I think I'm dead. You can't test that shit beforehand?
Maybe I'll start doing that now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Theory Time with Pleeka, the number one theory podcast on the internet. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And this is Theory Time with Pleeka.
It's not quite as loud as it was the first time.
You know, openings seem a lot longer when you're doing them on a podcast. You're now watching the show.
Yeah, it does seem to drag a little bit.
All right, what's up, everybody? Today we're doing theories on Breaking Bad because people seem to like our Better Call Saul one, so we thought, why not do a part 2 of it without actually doing a part 2 to it? I put a post on Reddit, and some people replied. Dallas was here, commented his favorite theory is that Walter adapts traits from people that he's killed. Now, me and you talked about this little post-podcast, and we weren't really sure.
Wouldn't that be pre-podcast?
Yep, it would be.
Okay.
Wasn't really sure what to say about that. But I took a screenshot of every person that Walt's killed in the show, and we'll slowly go through it, and we'll see what we get. Emilio didn't really take any trades from him because he met the guy for 30 seconds.
Well, he started selling drugs.
I guess that, but that's everybody on this list. Rival drug dealers, 2 of Gus's henchmen, Mike, Airman Trout, Lester, Frankie Matt, Kenny 2, unnamed white supremacist gang members, Jack Walker, Lydia, Quayle, and himself. And then on the side it says kill count is a total, those are hints he did firsthand, but total kills in the season is 201 people.
Wow.
So I don't think he really necessarily took traits of everybody that he's killed, but I think he did acquire some as he went on. But I don't really know if that's a theory. I think that's just something he did. He killed the guy, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to do that, but better.
Yeah, he did take things from people, not just necessarily ones he killed.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know? If you remember,
I mean, he was being like Gus when Gus was alive, kind of. Trying to
yeah, well, and remember, he, the whole idea came to him because of talking to Hank.
Yeah,
that was just something that he did.
Yeah, but like I said, that's not really a theory, but the guy commented, so I wanted to give him his credit.
I get it. I mean, I think people, he kind of became kind of like Gus a little bit. So, I think that's
There's also a thing, someone commented this last second, I don't remember the username, but there's a very familiar thing. The last episode, I think, is called Felina or something like that for final, and then there's another. You know the episode where Gus kills all of the Mexican cartel. Yeah. Those episodes, which I never even saw, but there's a big theory and people wondering why those episodes are so familiar. Where they show up to the place, they kill every single person like that, and then there's one last person in each episode. In the middle of them speaking, Gus kills the Mexican cartel guy, and then Walter White kills the Nazi. So they both do the same thing, so then it's him kind of being Gus too there. Yeah. So that was I never even put 2 and 2 together, but then once the person commented that, I looked it up and it was oh, that is very, very familiar. Yeah. Those are similar. I mean, Black Knight 6660 says that Walter never died, and he's referring to there's this video, I think it's Film Theory, where they went through why Walter White wouldn't have died in that situation, and they said cancer would have slowed down the blood loss process. Which I didn't know. I didn't know homework on this, so this could just be that guy could just be saying that. I don't know if it's true or false. Right. Take his word for it. The bullet wouldn't have been fatal, which I did watch the video, and they showed how tall the car was and how he was on the floor. That he couldn't have necessarily been shot by the bullets in the machine. It had to have been shrapnel or something. So and I guess the spot where it was at too, it wouldn't have been a fatal hit. And it's never clear if the police find a pulse on Walt or not. But I feel like those, I can see you going into Walter not being dead. I don't think those points necessarily say that. Yeah, I mean, we all know that he is dead because Vince Gilligan, the creator of the show, has said he's dead. Yeah. But, those are the points. I see what he's trying to get at here, but I don't think I agree with that.
It's cool that you can't, because there's no more episodes, you can't just say, yeah, he's dead. Yeah. I mean, you can... But, there's also questions. Which is,
kind of like The Sopranos, you wonder what happened. You don't know. Yeah. Which I do like that. But so this goes into some actual theories. This one is, one night, Gene is watching the news, and he sees on the news, former drug kingpin Walter White awakes from coma and is ready to face charges. So then Gene's like, oh, fuck. He's gonna face charges. Walt's totally gonna rat me out. Starts freaking out. So he goes and finds Jessie, and him and Jessie, I don't know if they're gonna take down Walt or what, but like that's the theory that they get together because they're like, oh fuck, Walt woke up.
That sounds great.
That would be cool. If they were gonna bring Walt back, I feel like that'd be the way to do it. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I don't think it would ever happen.
I don't think that'll happen either. I mean, they've been talking a lot lately about bringing Walt back and all that.
It is weird about like how it's like the season. You know, I wondered why they brought like Saul back in August.
Yeah.
And then, what do you know? It's right after Comic-Con.
Yeah, they totally were waiting to promote it there.
Yeah, and then all this Breaking Bad stuff, it just really makes
it seems like they were purposely almost waiting to because it's the 10-year anniversary of Breaking Bad, too. Like, it's almost... And they have said that Walt and Jessie aren't being back this season, but if they were would they tell us?
No, they wouldn't. They
would keep saying that this isn't going to happen, this isn't going to happen, and then this could be, like, say this happens, this could be the final scene of Season 4, you know? And like, why would you spoil that? Because like,
it would be Gene.
Yeah, and it'd be Gene, and it'd just be a picture of Walter White. So then technically, he didn't really come back, you know?
Yeah. Or I mean, it could be something where like, I don't know, like someone else shows up, but they're linked with them, like Skylar or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Because someone is. We did. If you haven't seen our Better Call Saul theory, we talked about how because there is supposed to be some people from Breaking Bad in Better Call Saul this season, so we kind of theorize on who we think they're going to be and how they'd be introduced and what happened with them, if you want to go check that out.
But since our podcast, they announced that Lala's going to be in it.
Who is only mentioned by word in Breaking Bad, which will be interesting. It's actually in specifically the scene where they mentioned Nacho, too.
Yeah.
You want Jesus! Oh, no! No, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio, he's the one! Oh no! Ahí, siempre soy amigo! Siempre soy amigo del cartel! Shut up! I just speak English. Lalo didn't send you? No, Lalo? Who? Oh, thank God!
Which is crazy.
So I'm pretty interested where that's going to go.
Which means, because has Michael Mando and Bob Odenkirk, have they crossed paths in Saul? Like they have?
I think they have, but not very much. Like they haven't really done much. I think I feel like they have, but I can't point out when.
I don't think they have. Oh yeah, they did. They first fucking episode. They fucking out in the desert, and then he gets caught up for the. But they haven't since then.
Yeah.
So, but like he has no reason to
even be like, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio, and then says,
he probably,
so him and Nacho have to wrong Lala or whatever his name is, you know?
Yeah.
So that'll be really interesting how that happens, and like I'm kind of excited for that because obviously the villain's not gonna die this season or whatever, you know. He's gonna be he's still alive when Breaking Bad starts. Like I think 5 years later at this point.
Went away.
That's true. This next theory, which I really like this one as well, this refers to Jessie. It's Jessie uses the phone book to track down which vacuum repairman hid Saul. After a montage of wrong calls and stakeouts, he finds the right repair shop with the red van and pays Ed to bring him to Saul.
I mean, anything with Jessie and Saul meeting up would be cool.
Yeah, totally.
Or Gene at this point.
Which that's like the biggest thing people are theorizing about. I hope that happens eventually. They said Walt and Jessie will be in Breaking Bad or in Better Call Saul before the show ends. I think that'd be cool. I want him to be with Gene. Like the flashback stuff would be neat.
Yeah.
But I would much rather have future Jessie hanging out with Gene because I feel like he's not gonna. Because I feel like they wouldn't even show us him. It wouldn't even matter if he's not gonna become Solid or anything like that again. Something's gonna happen with that.
Well, if you remember the last one, he
freaked out on that, like the kid in the cop or whatever, and all that. Yeah. But I thought we were gonna get a lot more, and then it ended there, and I was like, "Fuck, I want to see more." I really like those scenes. And this is the last one I have written down here. Is Gus gay? And then I was looking through a bunch of theories on Reddit, and I was like, what the hell? Because I saw everybody commenting. Can we stop with the is Gus gay theories?
Right.
And I didn't know what the hell that meant.
I'd never heard of it till you mentioned it to me.
I didn't hear about it. I didn't know what it meant, so I seeked it out. And then I read it, and I was like, oh, this could actually make sense. And I really like this theory. And it could totally work in the show. If they never, like, confirm it or deny it or anything, it could still work in the show. It says, this is based on his reaction to his partner Max being killed. And maybe they were lovers. That explains his emotionless, robotic demeanor in the present day. which I could totally see because he is different in that flashback when he gets when he's meeting
Yeah.
the Mexican cartel and all that.
Yeah. No, it when you said it, it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And like it would be one of those things where you're like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe even if they didn't intend it, but they just like,
And then they read it and they're like, oh, that'd be cool, and they put it in there. Yeah.
because
him and that guy, they did seem really close.
and it's not like he's ever had a companion.
We've never seen. I think we maybe heard that he has a wife and kids or something at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
But
that could be
that
fake.
could be fake. It could be like him hiding it because it's not like he's really a family guy. When Jessie went to his house, there was no one there.
Well, yeah, and it would be like, I don't know, because like Hector hates him for no reason. Not for no reason, but like there's extra hate there, and that would explain some of it. But I mean, I kind of think it's something that someone made up, and then like there's nothing to it. But
there's nothing to make it seem not true, but there's nothing to prove it either.
To prove it, but like it would be, you could totally do it that way, and it would kind of be cool because you'd be like, oh yeah, just like it's cool how they like the Ignacio thing. It was like they had that was a throwaway line, and they base a whole character off of it now.
I really like that how they made Nacho off that one little line, like because you told me they took every scene from Saul, edited it together. And then just watched all of Saul's moments from
I wish I could see
Breaking
that.
Bad. Yeah, me too. Because then to see like how they just saw that one scene, like okay, well he said Ignacio here, so let's make this character Nacho. And like oh he mentioned he had a wife here, okay, we'll create this character Kim or whatever stuff like that. Like that's really interesting to me.
Well, yeah, or like
they said too, like in Comic-Con recently, that they've had the idea to make Saul basically from the first episode he was introduced in.
Yeah, I found that like crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think that at all. I thought that was like a total Appleback thing.
I know another one that sticks out to me is, I think it was Jess. I can't remember if it was Jessie or Walter, but he told him that he once tricked a lady into having sex with him and convinced her he was Kevin Costner.
Yeah, and then isn't that season 1?
I think it's 2, but yeah. And then but then he also says something about like once he's like in a bar with Kim and she's like, Kevin Costner, you don't look anything like him. He doesn't even really say it. He goes, yeah, I do. So they brought it up like twice. And he does kind of look like Kevin Costner.
Yeah. I'm super excited.
He must get that in real life.
Oh, yeah, and that's probably why they threw it in there. Yeah. I'm super excited for Saul to start, especially because they said this season is the closest to Breaking Bad the show's ever been. And also, there's characters from Breaking Bad into it. And, like, the closer it gets to that, I get more excited. Like, I feel like eventually they are going to do the time jump like they said. Because, like, I'm wondering when they get to when Breaking Bad starts. I know that was their original intent, but I don't think they're going to show us what was going on in Breaking Bad from his point of view.
Yeah, I don't
because
think so
most of the episodes we did get to kind of see his point of view.
Yeah.
So I feel like we will get that time. I think eventually the show will just be him being Gene or being Saul, but in the future like that. Like after Breaking Bad.
I want to rewatch Breaking Bad now that I've seen Saul.
When I rewatched it, it made me like the show even more. Like the fifth, I rewatched it like 5 times. But like this latest time I did it, because it's been a while since it. After seeing all of Saul, it made me really like the show.
Yeah, I want to do that again. Unfortunately, I'm watching Goliath, but maybe after that.
But I think that's all the theories we got this week. It wasn't very many. It was very hard to find, especially because the show's been over for a while.
Well, so like
all the theories are kind of out there.
When you told me, you're like, "Hey, let's do a theory on Breaking Bad." I'm like, "What?" But then it's been in the news last couple days.
Yeah.
So
it actually kind of makes sense to do it a little bit.
Yeah.
It was basically kind of as an excuse to talk about Breaking Bad and almost Saul again.
Yeah.
But that is fun to do.
It does seem like they're gonna try to turn it into one.
Yeah.
Like
I'm very interested how this season's gonna end, because I feel like this season might end where it's almost Breaking Bad Part 2.
Yeah.
Or
Part 1.
I guess because it's a prequel kind of.
Just kidding.
They're doing the Breaking Bad universe, how they make Star Wars movies. But if you want to see us talk about Better Call Saul, comment down below. We want to do shows on it if people are interested. I think it'd be fun to come here and talk about every episode right after the fact, and maybe even get some theories on it. Who knows? Like we did with Westworld, do bonus videos and shit. So if you like that, comment down below. Maybe like, subscribe. Check out our other videos we got on this channel, and we'll see you guys next time for more theories.
No, it wasn't me. It was Ignacio. He's the one.